Good morning and welcome to another episode of Coffee with the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm Wesley Source, your host, and we're here at the Coronet Café. If you haven't been here, you got to check it out. We're going to take a look at some of the food. We've got some coffee. I've got my blue logoed mug. If you don't have yours yet, go to thetastyshow.com and get yours ordered. So when you join us for Coffee with the Tasty Show, you can have your free cup of coffee, drip coffee. And yeah, so why don't we bring in Kelly?
Good morning. I'm Kelly Straube with Dirty Cactus Soap and Gifts. I'm happy to be here today. There's lots of events starting and lots of things going on, which makes this a fun time.
Absolutely, it's great. We got the Merit Show on Monday and Tuesday, and that's out at Casino del Sol. I got it right that time. There you go. And so if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, and you want to come out and check out everything that they have available, you definitely have to come out on Tuesday. And I believe tickets are on sale at the Merit on the Merit website. So come and join us. You'll also be able to see one of our partners. That would be the Vera Earl. We're very excited about that, and I think we're going to be right next to them. We're going to do some recording, get some interviews out, and see everybody that's there. So we're super excited about that.
Sounds awesome. I know that's like the place to be right now.
Yeah, right. And then shortly after that, we have the food truck food fights coming up, and we got our logo that there we go. Thank you. Oh, there you go. I'll leave it there.
I'll be there now.
We have all the information up at thetastyshow.com, so go check out that so you can join us there. Our first one's going to be at Harbottle Brewery. We have a ton of food trucks. We've got vendors. We've got live music and everything else. So without further ado, we're going to introduce the owner of the Coronet, and she's going to talk to us about everything that is going on with us, or with them here. Perfect. All right. Hello. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. My name is Sally Kane, and I'm the owner of the Coronet Café, the Coronet Restaurant, and Nightjar.
Awesome. I know this
Welcome.
place is supposed to be like, kind of like the pinnacle of breakfast. I know so many people have said they love it here, and so many
really
people
sweet.
say, let's go, and it's so funny. Like, I was in BNI for a while, and, they have one-to-ones, and so a lot of people, always looking for a good place to, like, have breakfast or have, something, at least coffee, for a meeting with business intent, and I've never been back here before, and I thought, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful back here. It's perfect because it's not too loud, really beautiful food and drinks, and something different. Like I ordered the latte that you suggested.
The Ras El Hanout oat milk latte. Yes.
That
I can tell you about it if you like when we get there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm excited to taste it. He said that it kind of smells a little bit like chai, and chai is my happy place, so I'm excited. And then I saw that my granola bowl also had the same drizzle. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, apparently I'm going to have that theme day. What does that actually translate to?
So, and I think you just got simple on the side is what
I did.
you asked
Yep.
for. So yeah, so you don't have any on your plate there. Do you have it in your latte?
I got that for this though, so that I could have it
I
sweeter.
think they misunderstood because I can see it's not on there. Anyway,
I'm like, I have drizzle.
Do you?
I do. I have drizzle.
Oh my God. Yes, you do. My goodness, I'm too short.
I sometimes
I'm
like
only
my
5'4".
drinks sweeter.
I'm height challenged.
Vertically challenged, as my sister would say.
So, Ras El Hanout means top of the kitchen.
Okay.
It's a Moroccan spice blend. If you go to Morocco, there's spice vendors everywhere in the Medina. Every single one of them makes their own Ras El Hanout, and it's anything goes. There's this saying in Morocco that if you use Ras El Hanout, everyone's a great cook because you can put it in anything and it'll make everything better. Ours is about 17 spices.
Wow.
Usually they range between 12 and 35, some magic number in the middle there. So you're going to get a lot of savory notes. You're going to get some heat. You're going to get some spice. Ours is mixed with mesquite flour, so it's called Ras El Hanout mesquite syrup.
Okay.
And we'll be bottling it soon. But for now, you can get it in the drink. You can have it added to a rooibos tea. It's delicious. You can bake with it.
Is
cook
this
with
something
it.
that was like a family recipe that was passed down, or
No.
you just learned and created these 17 spices and found the magic number?
Well, I mean, we make everything from scratch here.
Yeah.
So if you get the chai, that is also from scratch here. It does not come out of a
Wow.
pump. Everything is made from scratch here.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Okay. And with so many different varieties, I'm sure from one restaurant to another, you're never going to have the same Russian.
No, there's never the same Ras El Hanout. They can range from a pale yellow color to a deep saffron color to a deep
Wow.
red color
Wow.
to a sunset. The variety is huge when it comes to Ras El Hanout.
So they could be mistaken for almost like a chili oil or.
Oh, it's a spice blend.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So like people would, that don't know it might just think it's like one of the Asian like chili oils or something when it's really got so much more depth and complexity.
Oh, I see, when it's in something.
Yeah. Like, or even when it's drizzled, because I mean, if you didn't know.
Maybe that's a simple syrup that's drizzled though. So
Okay.
it's sugary. So have you had a sip of your
No,
latte?
not yet. I was waiting
so
for.
before you add the syrup,
Yeah,
taste it
that's what I
because
wanted to
this
do,
is
to see if
yeah.
it's-
And we do not make things too sweet here, so you may want to
Exactly,
add
and that's why I
simple. Yeah,
asked.
we
Okay,
do.
let me try this.
We don't add a lot of sugar to our sweet things, but it should be pretty balanced and complex.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's the way it should be, right? Because it should be sweet, but it shouldn't be sweets.
Yeah, well, at least for me anyway. I definitely have a palate where I like to taste the flavor of the thing I'm eating and not the sugar. To me, the sugar is not what I'm going for in a blueberry muffin. It'd be the blueberries.
Right.
So yeah, so I
Agreed.
definitely like sugar just to boost the way salt should boost,
Yes.
but not.
I
You
love
shouldn't
it.
have salty. The only thing that should ever be salty is French fries.
So tell us, what are your times here? How can people?
Sure.
How often can people come out? Every day?
So unfortunately, the cafe's only open 7 days a week.
Only.
Only
Yep.
8 a.m. to close, and at the beginning of the week on a Sunday through Wednesday we close at 9 p.m. and Thursday, Friday, Saturday we do late night till 11.
Oh wow.
So you can get, I think, the best burger in town with some of the best fries in town at 10:30 at night. It mimics the hours of our craft cocktail bar Nightjar. So when there's late night at the bar, there's also late night at the cafe with food.
Aha.
And the bar is also open 7 days a week, so they are little sister twins orbiting around each other. And then we also have our fine dining restaurant, the restaurant, and that is open Wednesday through Saturday. So you'll only get that 4 days a week, and we open at 5 p.m.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
Oh, and luckily we have a website. I know, and it's just like revelation of something we're doing. It's called Website, and you can go there and then find out all of this as well, and see
Awesome.
pictures and menus.
Well, and for people who haven't been here, like not only did I mention, that the courtyard is very beautiful, but walking inside to just order, there's a really cool vibe.
Oh.
I really like it, and I thought it was really cool. They have all these different silverware, literally silverware, and they're nice and polished. And at first, I grabbed a ginormous one, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, that's probably not the most granola-friendly spoon. Maybe a soup-friendly spoon." But it was so fun to be able to pick out my own silverware.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little quirky but fun,
It is,
Just
yeah.
I think that sometimes that's how branding is so special, is because you can pick something little that makes somebody remember. It like sticks in their mind. So they may have, may only be in town for 3 days, but this is the only place they're going to pick their own silverware and
Right,
be able
please
to,
don't steal my spoon.
Please don't steal them. Yes, but they're
Yeah.
really cute. But like, I think that a lot of times, people want to have like a certain vibe, but I think that sometimes the quirkiness in the vibe is so much more fun because you're not going to get that anywhere else, right? Or the way that someone else is doing the quirky is never going to mimic the other one. So I loved that small little detail. I loved it.
Thank you.
What is the website again?
The website is coronettucson.com. Or if you just put Coronet Tucson in your browser, the first thing that will come up is the website.
With 2 T's.
2 T's, yeah. Coronet is a small crown, not to be mistaken with cornet, which is a small horn. So, ooh, look, he's showing cucumbers with black salt. So yeah,
Wow.
the building you were in, the cafe was housed and was built by Kelly Rawlings in 1972. Next time you're in there, take a look up above the register. You'll see little nichos that were built for retablos from different villages all around Mexico that
Wow.
were from the 60s. If you look around up high, you'll see some pretty fabulous art. And then also in there is our mercantile with tableware goods and products that we make here in house.
Wow.
And then the rest of the property was built in about 160 years ago. So we're looking at really some of Tucson's first construction. Everything has adobe 2-foot walls. And if you go into the booth rooms, which is the indoor seating for the cafe, or into the craft cocktail bar Nightjar, and look up in the second rooms, you'll see the original saguaro rib ceilings. And then in the
Wow.
main dining room used to be a tailor shop. And like all buildings of that era, the consecutive rooms were built on by other generations. But
Yeah.
it's a beautiful courtyard that we have surrounded
is.
by really historic, gorgeous buildings and gorgeous architecture.
And I love that it's lush back here. It's very lush.
We've
There's
done a lot of gardening.
Yeah, there's a lot of different, trees and vines and beautiful flowers and herbs. I was looking and I was like, oh, that one's a pumpkin or zucchini. I was like, oh, that one's, rosemary. I was like, ooh. I was like, oh my gosh, there's
Yeah.
so many cool things to look
Everything
at.
surrounding you in the carts or in the tree well is all edible, and we use them to garnish our plates.
Yummy.
So we make sure everything is edible and pesticide free, just coming out of those boxes. We don't really have any land here to create product, so we do source from a lot of local farmers, and all of our proteins are sustainable. But we do like to garnish with little bits and bobs from what we can grow.
It's wonderful. I mean, just being able to have something nice and fresh and something that's local. I mean, just the ambiance, I think if I was sitting here and someone came out and just took a little sprig, I think I'd be like, whoa, like, that's so awesome. It's authentic and beautiful, and something that I think Tucson is really known for is, really honing in on that, local and, we can grow and we can do things. But even though people think it's hot and we can't do anything, we can do a lot more than
We
people
can
think.
do a lot. We can do a lot.
So we're going to go into a quick break, and then if you want to check us out, we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and we'll be right back.
Thank you, friends. Is Twitch like for junkies to find out where to eat?
Hello, this is Wesley Swords with the Tucson Tasty Show. With every tasty bite from VEPremiumBeef.com, you get premium beef flavor. From the amazing ground beef to the melt in your mouth ribeye steaks, every ounce is exceptionally aged for more than 21 days. Giving Vera Earl Premium Beef exceptional premium beef flavor. Order online at VEPremiumBeef.com. Again, that's VEPremiumBeef.com.
All right. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. Coffee with the Tucson Tasty Show. We have another fun guest, and that fun guest is the wrong camera. There we go. Fighting with your what's in here?
syrup.
Simple syrup. Okay,
Yes.
that's simple and
Really
syrupy.
annoying to you right now.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
All right, my name's Kevin Moore. I'm the owner of M3 Tactical Tech, which is probably how most of you in Tucson know me. I recently started another business for business development. I have my MBA. I've been in business for a long time and managed a sales team for a while for Liberty Mutual. I was a bank manager for Comerica Bank, and I have a lot of background in finance and management. And so one of the things I was fortunate enough to do while I was at Liberty Mutual was develop managers and sales reps, and I got a lot of really good experience that I don't know if I would have gotten it anywhere else. And so props to the people at Liberty Mutual. I've kind of already done my own podcast, and like there's a lot of great people there. There's a few duds. We'll move on. Just I want to make it known that I appreciate all the people that helped develop me at Liberty Mutual and kind of made me who I am today. So I've had a lot of people ask me advice, especially sales and marketing. That's what I'm good at. I'm really more focused on being a high-profile salesperson. So this all started because I had people say, well, could you make a contract with me to do my sales? And I said, yeah, and because I've been in business for a long time, I know how to be fair, right? Because if you're in big business, it's all about volume. It's not about, go ahead.
So why don't we talk, what coffee did you get?
Oh my gosh, I had the guy that worked here recommend it, and it was the most amazing thing, and I have no clue what it was. So when I walk into a place I haven't been, here's what I know, especially, and is it Sally? Props to your shop. This is amazing. I like Gucci stuff. I use the word bougie quite a bit. My wife probably thinks I'm a little more of a girl than her sometimes, but that's all right. But your shop is gorgeous. Yeah. But when I walk into a place like this and I see the professionalism and the attention to detail,
Oh, yeah.
I already know I don't know anything. Everyone here that works here knows more than I do, so I'm like, what should I get? If you were me, what should I get? And no, I was in the military, so I could pretty much eat and drink anything, right? If you can't,
What
you won't
branch?
survive. Air Force.
Oh, come on. I was in the Air Force, too.
I was security forces.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But we got steak every Sunday.
Did you?
Steak and lobster every other Sunday.
Wow. Oh, steak. I thought you said
Well,
you got sick. You got steak.
No,
Oh,
steak. Yeah. Steak every Sunday, steak and lobster every other Sunday while we were deployed. And if you went over to the Army side on Wednesdays, they had T-bone steaks.
yeah, and that's it. So, me and Wesley have a connection that can never be broken. Okay? I have two quick stories about how the Air Force rocks and makes a lot of other branches upset.
Well,
okay?
we're gonna let's talk
Okay,
about
okay,
the food. And
okay.
we'll,
Yeah,
and we'll do that
So,
another time.
I'm going to sidebar all day, guys. My mom calls me Hammy from over the hedge, the squirrel that's like going nuts. So I'll try to bring it down. So the drink I tried was, I don't know. I will have to get the guy that helped me out, the guy with the glasses that was behind the counter, kind of tall. Brian. Yeah, it's got some name I can't remember.
Yeah.
What is it? That's
Yeah,
it.
that's on. It's
That's
so
it.
good though. I mean,
Oh my
it's-
gosh.
Okay.
I stopped drinking last October, but I liken it to a White Russian. It's amazing. Not the same taste, but just as nostalgic as that. Yeah.
What I liked was all the spices on the top. I mean, they were just incredible, but there was so much diversity
Yeah.
in flavor, and I mean, I was not expecting that. There was some coriander, and that came through for me, and then the anise really rounded it out. But I mean, I was like, on coffee, this is brilliant. But Turkish coffee has
Yeah.
that all the time, right? I mean, well, you can put it with Turkish coffee.
I guess I wouldn't know. I mean, my experience with Turkish coffee is just coffee made in the Turkish method, which is incredibly fine grounds that sink to a bottom, but not any spices. So I that's my experience with it, but there's probably a much broader term I'm just unfamiliar with.
Fair enough.
'Cause I don't know.
Turkish tea has some spice in it. I mean, because it's usually like an apple tea, and then it does have some spices in it. So,
I've never had that. I would love
yeah. Oh, in Turkey, it's amazing. But every shop you walk into, they're like, "Can I serve you tea? Can you serve you tea?" Which was funny because when I lived in Italy, every shop you walk into, "Can I give you coffee? Can I give voi cafe? Voi cafe?"
Yeah.
Ooh, espresso cream.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
Espresso cream tonic.
Cream tonic, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Hey, there's the man right there, Ryan, who recommended he hit one out of the park with his recommendation.
Yeah, no, you're going to be able to see it. Absolutely. I'm
Hey,
going to see if
can
I
I
can
get a
untangle
picture
myself.
next to that also? Because I want to do one of these.
Do you want to have Ryan tell you what's in there?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Well, you know what? Here, I'm going to point the camera over to you.
All right.
And then,
Take it away.
yep.
All right. Yeah, it's just our espresso cream tonic. A little bit of orange bitters, our house-made lavender syrup, espresso, and then topped with our house-made whipped cream. It's a nice little
Salute.
coffee mocktail, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House-made whipped cream is always the best.
Oh, my. That is good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. Wow.
Can you put one of those on my tab, please? Or I'll give you my card. Yeah. That's a little too good to let just go into the wind.
It reminds me of a Italian espresso cream soda. That's
Dude,
where it's at, man.
The presentation is what sold it.
It's beautiful.
I said I gave up drinking, but when I see something that looks to me like a drink, and it's a coffee,
Yeah, it's great.
Well, water's a drink if you do it right. Let's be honest. But this is also incredible. So, what is the one thing that we would need to order when we come to the Coronet, either for an evening amazing meal or for the cafe? What would be the one thing that everybody needs to try?
Golly jeepers. I mean, okay, I'll do my best to give you those touch points. Something as simple as our curried carrot soup has been on the menu a long time. It's absolutely phenomenal. Whenever we do a soup here, we make it so it's vegetarian and can be vegan, or just vegan right away, because everyone should be able to have the soup. Everything's so good here. Our Eggs Benedict is incredibly unique. We don't use toast or bread. We do it on a potato kugel, and we top it with caraway and crispy onions, and in a really, really lemony dill sauce. And then you can choose really house slow-cooked pulled brisket or paprika mushrooms. So that's in the daytime. At night, we have wild boar birria tacos, so the traditional birria tacos made with a slow all-day cooked wild boar. That's pretty terrific. I mentioned
close to
earlier our burger was amazing. But we also have a tuna melt that's out of sight. We get large, beautiful albacore tuna in and poach it in-house and pull it and make an incredible house-made tuna salad, so nothing's out of a can here. And then at dinner in the restaurant, oh my gosh, there's so much, but right now, I'd say my two favorite things right now would be like the agnolotti di grasso. So it's like a ravioli, but the pasta is folded over as opposed to ravioli that has two sheets kind of put on top of each other. We have a slow braised pork shoulder filling that pasta, and then a garlic cream sauce with a broccoli raw pea stew. So that one's pretty outstanding. It's really hard to choose. I'll say the tofu mosaic, even if you're like, I don't like tofu. Tofu's for quitters. You should try this, because the tofu mosaic and crispy rice is not only visually incredibly gorgeous, but the crystallized ginger sticky rice, the cucumber salad, the serrano chili, the pickled house shiitake. It's outstanding, and you won't find something else like it. It also brings the barrio back in, like all of our dishes, with the serrano aioli.
I love that you said like it's for quitters, because I guess if you are quitting meat, yes, okay, I guess that is, the good thing to do. But I remember when I was younger, there was this taquito that I loved, and it was this staple at this one shop that was everywhere in Southern California, Foster's Freeze for anybody who knows, and it was so delicious, and I always loved it. And then I tried to find these taquitos somewhere else, only to find that they were made of tofu, and I was like, what? They're beef technically. But the thing I was gonna say in that menu item that you just said is the layers of flavor with the crystallized ginger rice and all the different layers. And even with my granola, every bite, depending on which fruit I take, there's layers of flavor, especially with that sauce, that drizzle. It really takes it to a different level. You taste the yogurt, obviously, which is great. But yogurt really is just like a base, almost like tofu is a base for everything else to really shine. And the fruit obviously has a sweetness to it, but then the syrup takes it in a completely different direction with each different fruit, or if I add granola and so on and so forth, which is wonderful. I love that they're not one note. Nothing is one note.
Got it. Yeah, I thank you. Well, we love food here. That's all I can say.
Clearly.
Oh no, it's very clear that you love the food, and you do it well. And
Thank
I would,
you.
I
Yeah,
haven't
that,
licked the
that
plate yet,
you
but I'm
just
about
had
to.
silbier. So
Yep.
silbier is a kind of very simple Turkish breakfast, and it's a really spicy
Oh my gosh.
spicy garlic sauce with a chili butter oil drizzle.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was absolutely incredible, and then there's the.
I have it here, but I really enjoyed a bunch of pizza last night, so I decided I wouldn't have the house flatbread this morning. So I just had them sub our kugel, our nice potato kugel under my egg,
That's awesome. It looks delicious.
because I had a lot of bread yesterday.
Fair enough. Wonderful. All right. So, what would be one drink that everybody needs to try at Nightjar?
Oh. I think the Butter Worker is pretty phenomenal. It's a butter wash mezcal cocktail that's pretty fantastic. I'd say, I mean, they're, again, our cocktails are as well chosen as everything here. So, but that one's pretty nice. And then we also have, I'm a Scotch drinker, so we have a lot of top shelf Scotches in there. You can just have that too.
Perfect.
And then the wine list, we have a lot of really well chosen wine here, but we also have a Sangiovese that's a San Reckoner
Yes.
wine, but it's only here at the Coronet. There were 2 barrels made, and we bought both those barrels, so it's a private label.
Oh, wonderful.
And I can go grab a bottle, and you can take a look at that if you want to see
San
that.
Reckoner's actually a friend of the show, and so
Great,
is
yeah.
Greg with Laramida Cellars, who actually partners with them very closely. So it's great.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we take a break, let me know, and I'll run and you can take a look at that really groovy
Perfect.
label and San Reckoner, the Sangiovese that you can only get here.
Oh, everybody needs to come and get the Sangiovese because those that is.
It's
yeah.
available by the glass as well as the bottle here until there are no more bottles to be had. TikTok.
Which that does bring in San Reckoner. They close their tasting room, but they're not closed, and we want to make sure we're telling everybody that as well.
Right.
As often as possible, you can go on the San Reckoner website and still order their wines and check them out. There's some great people over there.
They're pretty great. Some of my favorite Arizona wine. Just Rob is such a great maker, and Sarah's so wonderful and knowledgeable about wine. We also launched last month. We have a Coronet Wine Club and Wine Society. So I was super excited last month. It was our first month. And that Sangiovese I'm speaking about was part of that initial launch. And then the Wine Society meets quarterly, and you come
wow.
here into the small courtyard, and you'll get either someone like Sarah or a distributor rep and pouring about 5 or 6 wines, including the ones from that month's club. And so that's happening next week on the 16th. But if you visit our website, you can find all this and more. We have special dinners and events all the time.
Do you ever have any vendors that you bring into that area to kind of help round out the environment, or no?
Do you mean to like the society?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there will be someone at each society talking. This next week we have Ariel DeSusi. So she's a buyer for STEM, but she also worked for Tap and Bottle and Westbound for a year. She has more wine knowledge and she's incredible. She is so fun and bubbly and smart and easy to learn from. So she'll be here on next Wednesday. And then the following Monday, we have a dinner with Los Milix and Barrio Breads. We have Don Guerra here. We have Pavle Milik here. And it's a 5-course meal. There's Barrio Bread at every course, or a grain or a flour. And, of course, Los Milix wine all the way through, and Chef Tanner Fleming designing the menu. So that's pretty incredible. I'm so excited for that dinner, like really it's going to be out of sight.
It sounds
there's
like
still
there's so
tickets
many
available.
amazing opportunities to come and enjoy. And, you know, 'tis the
Yeah.
season right now where,
It is.
you know, the kids are about to, I think, if not this week, right, they're going on vacation. So a lot of people, they come visit right before, you know, snowbirds hit. But then everybody comes to visit and does as much as they possibly can while the weather is cooling off. Arizona, if you hear me.
It's pretty good today. Today's
It's beautiful
gorgeous.
right now, yes.
Yeah,
but
I
the
don't
last week
know.
was not cool. But you know, for people, yeah, a cool 90. But for people to be able to come, I mean, I was just thinking, wow, you know, if I had a bunch of girlfriends that came in, I would love to, you know, come and just have a wine night or, you know, have a lovely dinner night. Like my friends used to do once a month. We used to pick a restaurant. Usually it was, you know, one or two restaurants we had back in LA, and we'd all come and we'd all get a nice glass of wine and have a beautiful dinner and a dessert. You know, it was just spoil yourself night. But we'd get dressed up and we'd go out and nobody else was allowed. It was just us girls, you know, and we would just have fun. And it was just a girlfriend night, and it was wonderful. But I was thinking, man, it sounds like this would be the perfect place to do that with.
Yeah.
And then having Don with his amazing heritage grain
Yeah.
bread, which is low gluten, low glycemic,